So welcome to the Savage Game Tape. This is the game tape. I'm going to actually review one of my calls that I just did earlier today. This is a call that I took him through, and I closed the actual call itself. I'm going to actually come from a perspective of what did I do, why did I do it, behind the scenes of me stopping and playing like game tape, so you can understand the psychology of what I did, why I did it, how I did it, what was I doing, so you can apply it to. This is the Savage Game Tape. This is going to be cool. This is going to be fun. Let's dissect. So just context is this was a cold lead. It was a referral, but a referral doesn't mean warm lead because he knew nothing about me. He knew nothing about, never went to my YouTube, never went to my Instagram. He has no clue that I'm in sales, no clue anything about me. It's just kind of like, let me introduce you to this person. You need to talk to this person. So I'm going to say that again. You need to talk to this person. Right? So completely cold out of nowhere. Now, I could have warmed him up. I could have strategically seduced him and got him into a peak desire by sending him what I normally would do is send him assets. I send him a case study, I send him a video, send him something, but I decided not to. Shit. Yeah, that's okay. Can you guys still see me okay? Not to, specifically because this was booked as a triage call. So the triage call is a qualification call. But what I did, and you'll notice here as I break it down, is I got clear on the time frame. And he was very clear in the time frame that he has more than 20 minutes. He had a full 60 minutes. So I turned it into a strategy call, and it became a close. So, and there was cash collected. So all I'm going to do is take you through the first 10 minutes. This is the transformational framework of pit to peak. You're going to notice, and I'm going to pause and share with you, is that I use flexibility selling, meaning I went right into like a different stage in pit to peak because he was primed for it. So rather than just saying, I'm going to go from stage 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I literally went down to stage number 4, getting clear that he's done with his reality, that he's ready to release his pain, because he was there, he was primed, and we were already in the pit. How's it going?
I'm feeling good.
Just notice my energy. Like I had intention of like how I came on, how can I serve this person? I don't know who this person is, but I want to know them. I want to know what's going on with them, what the problem is, and see if I can help. You notice that energy right away, right? You see it just on my face. First fucking 4 seconds. Calm energy. Intention is how can I help this person? Can I even help this person?
Yeah.
Do well. Yeah. So we've connected. Yeah. No like mask. Like notice there's no mask. I'm just like, who is this person? You just showed up to my office like the doctor. What made you? I've noticed I'm just in my thoughts, right? But I'm also connected to myself. Connect. What made you want to reach out? Like I know you came from Sasha. Why are we here? First question is like, why are we here? Like you showed up, like what's going on? You can't. So like in context for you guys and for anyone selling, first, this is the rapport frame in pit to peak, like set the sanctuary. I'm just building rapport, right? And he's in my frame. Like, why'd you book a call? Like, where you came from this ad? What was the reason you booked a call? Why'd you want to book a call? So I can help, man. I notice my nervous system is really regulated here. You can sense like the calmness. So I want him to meet my energy immediately. So immediately he's like, oh, this is different. This guy isn't the fast sales guy. Right?
Yeah, I think I've done a lot of business development in my life, and kind of lacking on like the personal side.
By the way, they're never going to tell you. They're never going to tell you why they're actually booked a call. They don't fucking know why they booked a call. The service level answer is because, you said you got more leads. You do more leads in AI, right? And that's what I would say too. It's service level.
So I think that's where Sasha came in and said, hey, this might be a good recommendation for you.
Cool.
It's like,
again, I had no idea this would turn into a sales call. No fucking clue.
Yeah, just
because that wasn't my intention. My intention was, how can I help this person? Can I help this person? What's his problem? Why does he even show up? Why the fuck is he here? Why did he get on my calendar and show up on time?
More of like a like personal development.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. That's my jam. How much time do you have? Time frame. See, I gather my thoughts, 80% me, 20% him. I'm like, wait a second. Pause, breathe, hold on a second. This is an opportunity, right? I might be able to help him. I know nothing about him. Do we have 5 minutes? If I'm setting a call and it's a cold outbound, do I have 5 minutes? I need to know right away. Hey, do you have 5 minutes or do you have 20? You can turn a setting call from a 3 minute. You got 3 minutes? Okay, cool. Let's set the appointment. Right. Or if you got 20 minutes, let's do a triage. You got an hour? Let's do a full strategy. I'm just giving you where my thinking was today. See how, what's your timeline look like? We got 30 minutes, we got 20, we got 15. So then notice I give him the numbers to speed up the sale. Remember, the job of us is to move the sale forward. I wanted to move this forward, right? The way to move it forward is simply to give him the numbers. Is it 20 minutes? Is it an hour? If you ask him, he's gonna be like, oh, I don't know. We got to lead. This is me leading him with binary questions with 3 or 4 different choices, sometimes just 2.
I mean, I'm really just
Yeah.
I don't have another meeting. I don't have to go anywhere until like 4:30. So
Okay. So see where we can go here. So first of all, step 1, I acknowledge you for, here's the acknowledgement frame, right? It's like, wait a second, let's get him, let's sync up our nervous systems. And I want him to feel good about himself. I want him to feel good about himself. Let's keep the mute. If you guys keep it off mute or on mute for me. Just showing up here, I'm like, wait a second, this is a human being in front of me. This is my intention, right? Mechanism, what do I need to say? Intention, I was like, wait, here's a human being. Let me connect with him. Let me pour love into him. He showed the fuck up. Intention. And then I followed that with the way of being, followed that with the words. I had no idea what I was going to say because I was following the intention of what my intention was. Like, to make him feel better about himself and acknowledge him truly for being here. We've tried connecting multiple times and we didn't connect, and now we connected and now we're here. So I acknowledge you for just fucking showing up, man. Because like what that means, like in my mind, is like you want something more than you have right now. And I don't know what that is right now, but I'm really curious to find out.
Yeah, I like can you tell me like more?
You see, you notice I just put him in a peak desire. Peak desire means his body language shifts. You see his cheeks went up. He had a little smile, but he was like, can I smile subconsciously? Is that okay? Ooh, okay.
About what you do?
So he just asked me, can I tell you, can you tell me more about what I do? He had no clue. So that means I got him in a buying pocket already. Right? He's interested. I actually thought he knew all about me before this. I made a massive assumption. I thought, the referral told everything about me, what I do. It did not. No. So I'm like, okay.
Like what you're like,
So rather than telling him everything I do, I wanted to pattern interrupt him and give him the one thing that I do that's like, damn, right?
What does Patrick Jones do?
Who am I? What do I do?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I get people out of their own way so that they get what they want. And the best, how I do that, and I do it in a very experiential way that gets you what you want without you being the fucking problem.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
It doesn't even matter what you say. It's just keeping it simple and short. This is what we do. So many people, it's like they say 3 or 4 or 5 different sentences and it doesn't land with them because it's too much. So I don't know what you want, but all I know is that there might be something in your way. So I just want to make sure, like during this time together, are you cool if I ask you questions and to coach you, see if I need to coach? So this is the permission frame, getting permission to fucking go where I need to go with him. A little bit to kind of move this conversation to help you get what you want faster. Are you cool with that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So notice that there's no like order behind all this. It just felt right in the moment to make sure that I get permission to like actually help him and coach him. Whether you're consulting in a B2B offer, doesn't matter what. It's like, hey, I'm acting as your consultant today. I just want to make sure I have permission to consult with you if I need to. And I would say this is that I just want to make sure I have no idea where we're going to land. So this is the pre-frame. Notice the pre-frames I'm doing. I have no idea where we're going to land. And then I'm going to setting context here and today. I have no clue. I don't have an agenda. That's the pre-frame. What I do know is this. So that's all a pre-frame before I get into the thing. I'm pre-framing. I have no fucking clue like where we're going to go. I have not a clue. And that because I'm pre-framing what I'm about to say. And I just want to make sure that we're aligned to this, Cameron, is that by the end of this time, so this is where I'm aligning to the focus frame, the agenda for today. Because now I need to set a fucking agenda. I need to know we have an outcome at the end. Both of us, we're aligned to a outcome. Otherwise, it becomes a dick fest of like, where are we going? So I need to make sure I set that. Is if I feel like I can help you and I'm fucking confident as hell. And at the same time, you're like, I actually want the help. And I share with you what I can help you with. And if you're aligned to that, are you cool like us moving in that direction today?
Yeah, hell yeah.
See that hell yeah? If we're both aligned, this checks your boxes and I actually can help you and you want the help. Notice I say, and you want the help. Do you remember part of this is they have to be willing to raise their hand and say, I want help. This will be trained more inside. This is inside of the peak is getting them the pocket of like, I want help. They have to raise their fucking hand and say, I am ready to get help with this.
There's alignments on both.
If not, then we don't pitch. We don't pitch if they're not raising their hand. I want help with this. Sense. Because that's an important piece. And I'm not attached. I just know I have magic. So this is the post context. So I did pre-framing. This is the post framing. So basically what I'm doing is re-anchoring in what I just said deeper. I pre-framed the thing. I said the thing. I got him to agree to the thing. And now I'm just saying it again to anchor it again in his mind. Because I'm going to make sure like I call this psychosomatic selling, anchoring, where you're anchoring in the thing multiple times. Maybe I can help you. Okay. You cool with that? See, what did I just do? I anchored it again by getting an agreement that he's cool with that. Most people, our nervous systems are not regulated, right? So I got to say it again, multiple ways to connect his mind and his body with mine and an agreement in a nervous system level.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, cool. So question number one is, what do you want? Notice I said question number one. I'm leading with, hey, question number one. The first thing is this: when you're not leading, right? We're not being clear on like, okay, the first thing is this. The second thing is this. The third thing is this. The fourth thing is this. The fifth thing is this. Sixth thing is this. So this is where we got to know the frameworks. So I know the framework. So I'm like, step number one, what do you want? Which is what? The North fucking Star that you don't have right now. I need to know what he wants. I want you to really hear that. Like, what specifically is it that you want that is tangible, that if you had this, over the next 90 days, like inarguably you'd be like, fuck, this was goddamn like a masterful magic show that just happened. What is the one? Notice I'm like laughing and being a little playful. I wasn't planning on saying magic show. My intention led it of like, I need to know what would be the win for him in 90 days, that if this was disappeared and he had this new reality, what's the new reality? If anything was possible, so my intention is North Star to get a clear, tangible reality. My intention of what I'm in is guiding me to create that outcome. I need the tangible thing that you want, that you don't have.
Yeah, I want to bring like my authentic version of myself to other people.
He wants to bring his authentic version to other people.
I feel like I'm so just like, I don't, it takes people calling you out and
notice my ways of being. I'm enrolled in what he's saying. I'm excited about what is possible for him.
Saying it, but it's like, I really.
You want more leads? Fuck, how many more leads do you want? Like every day, every week? Remember, specific, every day? You want 20 leads a day? Okay, when you have 20 leads a day, what does that create? So what do you actually want? More money from the leads? Okay, how much more money? Oh my God, that's fuck. That's awesome, right? I'm enrolled in what's possible. I'm enrolled in that.
There's like this version of me that I can't show the world and I hate it.
So now he's going back to the negative, the pain, rather than what he wants. So I'm already noticing shadow, notice limitation. His narratives go back to what he doesn't want. I don't have permission really to call that out right now, right? I want to build more safety to let him dump the dog, let the dog run. But I want you all to notice that I'm noticing, I'm tracking right now. He's going to what he doesn't want. So as a salesperson or as a person, as a human, I need to get him back into what he wants, right? So for you, when you're asking the question of the North Star or just what do you want, they're always going to go left and not tell them, they're not going to tell you what you want. They're going to go back to what they want and then they're going to go backwards. Always happens.
You know, like some people see it, but a lot of people, it's more so just, like it takes a long time, you know? And I mean, I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing, but at the same time, it's just like, I just want to be the person that I know more along the lines of who I'm supposed
Now I'm doing level 3 listening right now. He's saying a lot of shit, a lot of story, a lot of like the same thing, but 6 different ways. Now watch how I respond from level 3.
to be.
Level 3 listening is listening to the words beneath the words, not paraphrasing, not moving to the next question. Level 1 is okay, and how much money you want to make? Okay, and what's like? It's question versus staying in the depth, right, and going deeper and going back into what I really hear him sensing saying. So you want to be the person that you know that you are, but you're not him yet, essentially. Is that what I'm hearing? Like underneath all that, you want to access this part of you that shows the world who he is. So notice my ways of being. When I go to level 3, this is like really what I'm sensing. So like I activate my ways of being, like, this is what I'm sensing. Like, did I get that right? So using your energy in your body. Do you notice the difference between when I was straight like this and then when I started using my body? He's enrolled inside that energy, right? And be that version versus showing one way and not the other. Now, one way, not the other. Body language. Body language is everything. No, yes. Problem, possibility. Like 1.0, 2.0. Like no leads in the business, 1,000 leads in the business every day. Okay. I'm doing this with intention. I want to make sure he's feeling all parts of me. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
And I keep it up there, right? Because what I'm doing the whole call is contrasting 2 different realities. The reality he no longer wants, the reality he wants, just like on any call, right? This is the reality they no longer want. This is what they want. So I'm already framing in his mind 2 realities subconsciously. Like, yeah. Look at him shaking his head. I could sell him right now. Like I got this, man. I know what I can help you right now, but I don't. I wanted to send him into the pit. I wanted to send him. I want him to get more safe. I want him to tell me his pain and his darkness, right? Then the business doesn't matter what I'm selling him. I don't even know what I'm selling him right now. I have no idea. Because I'm not thinking about what I'm selling him. I'm thinking about what the fuck is his problem that's causing him to show up today. This is what he wants, his North Star. So like, where is he really at? I'm about to do the comparison frame, which we're going to get into in stage number 3, which is the pit. We got to go right into the pit where we got to compare their future desire into their current reality, right? We're contrasting. So watch how we contrast here. So you just want to allow yourself to be you a little bit more. So notice as well, what I did is I stayed in the North Star and I did it twice. Again, psychosomatic anchoring is where I anchor the same thing in more than once to make sure that I got it right. And it's in his nervous system. He feels it and I feel it. So we're staying in the zone of like, hold on, let me get this right again. So you're here and here. Is there anything missing? Is there more here that you want? Time everywhere.
Yeah, definitely. I hate, with the business stuff, I do great, but then it's just like it comes to just being a person.
So he's crushing it in business, but he's not crushing it internally.
And being more like being able to communicate and have emotion.
So he's problem aware that he's the problem.
I don't know. I feel like a robot sometimes.
Well, I was going to ask you, he feels like a robot sometimes. That's what you want, right? You want to like be all of you everywhere and anywhere and not feel what is it? So what this is really important. We're going to cover this next week specifically in the stage, right? But what needs to happen here is we've got to get to the feelings he wants to feel and the feelings he no longer wants to feel as fast as possible, right? What does he want to feel? What does he no longer want to feel? Don't want to feel, because selling feelings is the level 4 of selling is selling feelings. Level 3, level 4 is selling identity. Game over, no objections when you sell identity, which is the 10 buyer identities, right? And right now I'm getting him into the mind is I want more than I have right now, right? And it's making him feel safe. I feel safe with this person. I trust this person, right? I trust myself now more, right? Part of it is they have to be okay trusting themselves to decide. This is why that's stage 1. Stage 2, now we're focusing on he wants more than he has right now. He has a clear desire, a clear peak, more.
I guess like I want to like walk into a room and
So I asked him feelings. What does he want to not feel anymore? What does he want to feel? And I did it in a moment. It's not a script, but I did it in a moment where he said what challenge he has. I'm going to go back. I want you to listen to this for a second. Watch. And not feel what? What is it?
emotions. I don't know. I feel like a robot sometimes.
So he feels like a robot. So what does it feel like to feel like a robot? So like a business owner, right? For any person, a business owner doesn't like they're not getting they're inconsistent with their leads. So when they're inconsistent with their leads, they feel what? They feel trapped, right? In their business, they feel trapped. They're on a revenue trap. That's an identity, the revenue trap identity. So I would use that as the identity for a business. You're revenue trapped. What is it like? What does it feel like to be trapped? It sucks. What does that feel like? It's devastating. Why is it devastating? Well, so we want to lock in an emotion, a painful consequence, an emotion that they do not want to feel anymore. I ask you, so that's what you want, right? You want to like be all of you everywhere and anywhere and not feel what? What is it that you don't want to feel anymore?
I guess like I want to like walk into a room and like feel confident.
You want to walk into a room and feel confident because you feel. So he says he wants to, what he wants to feel, a state he's never experienced, right? He wants a business with doing $20,000 more a month. That's what he wants, right? How would he feel when he has that, right? Knowing he doesn't have that, like how does he feel knowing that he isn't confident? What right now? Where are you now versus that? You feel this is the comparison. Where are you now versus that? So this is the exact comparison frame.
I guess like I want to like walk into a room and like
He wants to walk in a room,
confident.
Feel confident. Walk into a room, feel confident because you feel what right now? Where? So what I'm trying to do is where are you at versus that? If he wants to feel confident, he must feel like shit. Where are you now versus that? You feel what when you wake up every day? So where are you at with the business? So I got a few tangibles. The big one for him, I discovered is he wants to feel confident. That's a tangible. And I asked 16 different ways because I wanted to get clear on what the tangible is. He wants to feel confident. He doesn't feel confident. So where is he now versus that? Now I go into where are you at every single day right now? Where's the business at right now? Where's the money game at right now? What's going on with the leads right now in the marketing? Right? What's going on with your current portfolio right now? So you want 9%? You want 20%? Like where are you at now versus that right now?
I mean, honestly, it's weird. It's like kind of just feel like a loser.
So he felt safe enough to tell this to me. I had never met this guy ever. He would have never told me that if I came across like every other closer out there and not set that frame in the beginning. I guarantee you, if I didn't come across my ways of being as the calm surgeon, the calm, right, and set that, right, he knew nothing about me. He said he feels like a loser. Knew nothing about me. Feel like a loser. What does that feel like to? So then I want to anchor in that, right? Whatever, this is what's not working in the business. So I'm putting them into the pit, right? So any business, I'm not getting any leads right now. Or, you know what, I'm only making $3,000-$4,000 a month. Got it. So then, and I want to anchor in, what does it feel like to wake up every day knowing that you're only making, that you're only at $3,000-$4,000 a month up every morning. And nobody knows. Secretly, you feel like a loser. So I added some flavor on it. I said secretly, right? So I'm just adding some flavor. Like that's what you believe in this current version of you. What's it like to wake up that day, every morning with you like that? I'm genuinely curious.
Yeah, just not have people.
Notice my shift of energy, because to go deeper, it must be slower, and I must shift, and I must shift lower and really make sure that there is no mask to allow space for him to feel. Doesn't matter what account it is or what you're selling. He will sync to my nervous system. If I'm safe, then he's safe to go there.
Around you, not have like I've been alone for like 3 years now, not have like family, or it's like the sense of just belonging that I don't have.
Belonging.
Like,
Yeah.
then I was in like sales training today, and I'm thinking to myself like, and these people are going like really hard on me for
So, by the way, he's a business owner. He runs $1 million a year business.
no reason.
Yeah.
That's like something internal where it's just I felt the same way, because I'm training for my first kickboxing fight now too. So it was like felt the same way in training. I was like, wow, I feel like none of these people feel like.
So all I'm looking for is one pain point, one problem. What's his number one problem? Right? He lacks confidence. That's it. Number one problem, he's lacking confidence.
I deserve to be here, but it's like almost in myself. Like I feel like I'm the only one that's constantly telling myself like I
And he
deserve
feels like a loser, right? Pain point.
to be here.
What's it like every day to do what? To be in your shoes? What's it like every day to be in your shoes, knowing that you have a business that's only doing 2,000 a month for the last 12 months? Again, this is the investigator question, the getting him a deeper.
Where I want to be, this is the direction I want
getting pain, making and having to evoke the pain, the feeling.
my life to go, but it's like, I don't know. I want like I always told myself that whenever.
So I'm intentionally letting the dog run and letting him get it out, because this is the time where it's like you just gotta let him run it out.
I worked on myself enough that I would attract people into my life that that I want to be like and I want to be around.
This may be the first time that anyone's ever allowed him the space to open up in this way. And again, it doesn't matter what you're selling. It might be the first time ever that you've allowed them the space for them to tell you the truth about their business. Tell them the truth about the divorce they're about to be in, because they're about the husband or the tax problem. Man, what's going on with the tax problem? Man, how long has that been impacting you? What's that like? I don't even have to ask them impact or cost questions. So there's a timelining the pain, 5 years if nothing changes. There's all these different elements of stages that I'm skipping because he's giving it to me. I don't need to go there. He's in the pain. He's swimming in the pain. He's swimming in it.
It's like that's not coming. Like I'm not making friends with people that are in the same position that I am, with how they want to go about their life. And then it's the same thing in relationships. It's like, I just feel, I don't know, like I have to keep building myself up, but then year after year after year, it's.
So notice I'm looking at the loops. This is really important. I'm noticing the patterns. When I say the patterns is that in a lot, like how many times have they tried to solve this or fix this in the last 12 months, 24 months, 6 months, 6 years on their own? How many failed attempts? Right? There's the failed attempts question. I didn't have to ask it because, and you could, and most sales trainers or sales coaches would say, well, how long has this been a problem for? Right? How long have you tried to fix it? How have you tried to fix it in the past? I don't need to ask those questions because I know the questions, right? But he's revealing it and I'm listening to that. Watch, he reveals it here.
The same thing. And I'm like, when?
So what he's saying is he's been trying to do the same thing over and over again. He feels like a loser and then he gets into personal development. And then he does something and gets help. And then he's back in square one. This is the pattern, right? Someone wants to make more money, right? So they get into a program. They don't actually do the thing in the program to get them the result. And then they fail and they feel bad about themselves. And then they get into the next program thinking that's the new solution, right? It's a pattern. You want to look for patterns, pattern recognition. So the same thing.
When am I good enough?
When are you good enough? Yeah. So what do you feel like is the real problem here? So what I'm doing is I want to get to the source. There's 3 levels of pain. There's the problem that he's experiencing every day, feeling like a loser, right? He actually gave me the secret pain. Secret pain is known unspoken problem. So he went right to secret pain. meaning he's things that he knows he lives with every day, the business owner lives with every day, the person lives every day, that they haven't revealed to another human being. Now what I'm doing is getting immediately into the third level of pain, which is what he thinks is actually causing the symptom of him feeling like a loser. So it's important that we go from level one, what he think the problem is, to now that what's actually causing the problem, because our solutions it actually is the thing that solves the actual symptoms. What's causing you to operate day to day and continuously go in this loop of like, I'm working on myself. Remember, notice I'm using his words, not mine. His content is the context of the whole conversation. So I'm constantly listening to him. Did I get that right? Meeting him where he's at. And then I'm repeating it back. Okay, is there more? Okay, how would that feel? Facts, feelings, right? And then I'm using that context on myself, but then you realize you're actually in the same place. Like, what is causing that hamster? And then I'm asking him, like, this is happening. I'm the mirror for him of his current reality. Now I'm asking him, what's causing it? What do you think is causing it? Why do you think you haven't changed in 6 years, 6 months, 6 days? What's really going on? As the doctor, this is the doctor energy. Like, what do you think? Before I actually diagnose the problem, like, why do you think this is happening? I need him to be in his own inquiry of his own problem, wheel, because I'm hearing like a hamster wheel. So now I just anchored in the metaphor of the hamster wheel. So we have to anchor in a metaphor, which we do later on in stage number 4, but I actually chose to just anchor it in earlier. So the hamster wheel is the thing that he's on, right? He's on this hamster wheel, just going through the motion. So I'm anchoring that in, and I'll use that throughout the whole call. What's it like to be on the hamster wheel? Like, because you're still lacking confidence. So I seeded the hamster wheel, and then later, I don't have the whole call here, but later I say, what's it like to be on the hamster wheel? How long have you been on the hamster wheel? What happens if you don't get off the hamster wheel? Now, when I'm actually doing the cost, like, what's it costing you to stay in the hamster wheel? It's not him, it's the hamster wheel, right? So think about this for your business. Think about this for what you're selling. What is the thing? Is it the hamster wheel? Is it there's a hole in the ground and they've been in a dark hole? Is it they can't break through the ceiling? They're doing, like, just can't break through. They keep getting stuck below the ceiling, right? What is it? So, your relationships are impacted. You feel isolated. You feel so. I didn't need to ask him past questions because he gave it to me. I'm just spitting back the impact alone. Like the impact on him personally. So there's different levels of impact and cost. There's the cost on him personally, which he feels alone. He feels like a loser. That's the emotional cost. I didn't need to ask, what's it emotionally costing you? Even though that is part of the process of the transformational framework. I didn't need to, just giving you some context because he gave it to me. I just want to repeat it back to him, the cost, because I need to make sure I do go in that stage. And so we do go through the cost, and I repeat it back so he hears his own fucking words. This is also me listening underneath the listening inside the framework. So there's the relational cost. You live in the secret life. And the big thing is the secret life. And that's what I put on him because that's what he said. He's living 2 different lives. All right. That's a massive impact. And it sucks to be there. I can't imagine what that's. So what I'm doing is empathy, tactical empathy. Embodied tactical empathy. Empathy is where I can put myself in his shoes. And I'm sitting there, man, that must be frustrating. That must be shit. I would be frustrated too. I would feel like a loser too. And that's a whole context. I can go there deep. Man, your portfolio is at 7%. Man, I would be frustrated too. My partner would also, I'd be angry at my partner too. Right? I would be angry at my partner too. Like, I actually know what that's like. So then the deepest level of empathy is telling a story. It doesn't even have to relate to what he's saying. Tell a story will connect your nervous systems like a maniac. Because I'll just share, I was in addiction for 15 years. So you can tell any story. This could be a story of a client. Hey, there was a client that exactly like you, with the same feeling like a loser, with the same pain point of this. And, they've worked 9 to 9 every night. Right. So again, I'm just giving you the context. It doesn't matter What the story is, it's a story that that bypasses their critical mind, that makes them feel fuck. For me, I told my personal story. I could have told a story of a client or someone that I helped from A to B. I suffered in silence alone. So I know what it's like. I wore 2 masks, Cameron. I showed the world one way and operated a different way until 2015. I had a secret addiction. My addiction was addicted to disconnection and isolation. And the addiction manifested externally. So notice I'm giving him context, and then I'm going to ask a question as food, binge eating. Remember, this is the lead, the validate loop. We're going to listen, ask a question. We're going to validate, and we're going to listen, validate, and then ask another question. So right now, in this frame, I'm talking, and then I'm leading with the next question. Overeating, 100 pounds heavier, shame, guilt, hated myself. I fucking hated myself. So it manifested externally, but internally, I told myself that everything's fine, but it was a coping mechanism. But desperately, I was seeking like a mentor or guidance to get. So I'm also seeking mentor and guidance. So when you're doing a metaphor, or a story, you have to share the breakthrough of like what they did. So client came in here, right? Client had same problem as you, felt like a loser, felt like this is never going to end. We're never going to break through the ceiling, the hamster wheel, right? Then we got him this result, and now he's making this much money a month, right? And what he did was what got him there was mentorship. Like what got him in there was actually pulling the trigger on himself. This is how you get rid of think about it objections. Or it's like he took action on himself. He didn't think about it, right? And what he did is he invested himself. In fact, he invested $10,000 and he's made $200,000 since then. So I could pre-frame that whole thing. I could pre-frame the money. I could pre-frame the time. I could pre-frame. This is a case study I could pre-frame, right? So I just want you to get the context. You can do this in many different ways. I chose to do the empathy route out of on my story, misery, but I didn't know how to get out. So I can relate to where you are at. I want you to know that. I work with a lot of men in addiction, a lot of men that break patterns very quickly in days. And I'm really curious. See, here we go. Here's the question. I don't even remember what I was going to say. What I had a question, but curiosity is everything. The energy I'm in is the curious, calm surgeon. Like I'm descending into the pit deeper of what is causing this problem. And also seated. Do you notice what I just did there as well? Is I told him, I not only empathized with him, but I brought him into, I allowed him, gave him permission to go deeper into the pit. Why is this something that right now you're finally like, I'm done with this? So I go right to the final stage in the pit, which is, are you releasing the pain, being done with the current reality? This is the death. This is the day 5 of doing the funeral, or day 7 of the freedom experience. On day 7, we have to be done with 1.0. We have to be done with this reality. Put them in the pit, and we do not move forward until they're done. So I went right to it. But I asked him, why are you actually done? This has been happening for so much period of time, this pattern, this pain, this problem. Because I know for me, when I was in addiction, so I did this on purpose because I want to essentially test the limits. And I'm framing in here right now that I wasn't done. I wanted to continue to suffer. And I say this because, and I could say this not even relating to me. I could say, listen, guys on here who say they want to make $50,000 a month and Amazon is the way, Amazon automation is the way. Like the thing is, they have to be, they're not done with like working 9 to 5. Like the people that are successful are done with like working 9 to 5. They're done like actually getting home, not even 9 to 5, like working 9 to 9, trapped in no passive revenue. So I don't know. Are you done with like this 9 to 9 shit? Are you done with the 9 to 5 stuff? Are you done with like your real estate portfolio, like for the last 5 years being in this reality? It had a secret payoff. I'm just painting the story behind that. I got something from not being done. you have an addiction. We do something and keep the same pattern over and over and over again because we're secretly getting something from it. It's a secret payoff. We stay in our comfort zone. So if we were forced to change, we're forced to change not the pattern, but the identity that's driving it. And the ego does not want the identity to be changed. The ego wants to make sure that it stays in control. It's always right. It justifies. So the more work you do on yourself internally, the more you can start using real language like this. The more you know me, the more you know yourself internally, the more you can use ego, right? If you're not familiar that your ego is right controlling you, then you can't say that on a sales call because it's not familiar to you. Saying this right now would have been unfamiliar 4 years ago for me, right? The more work I did on me, the more I can use this as I'm working with a business owner. I don't give a fuck. I'm like, dude, like your ego is the thing that's stopping you from actually getting your business where it needs to go. Just so happens we scale at $20,000 a month, right? With our product and service. But the reason that you might not be there is your ego of wanting to be right about and justify is the problem is in the way. So again, transformational selling is being able to understand the internal thing that's stopping them, right? A business owner's ego, right? Again, it doesn't matter what you're selling. There's an internal bottleneck and there's an external bottleneck that's stopping them. He gave me his big thing is the internal and that you continuously to look bad or not look good. So it has a job. I call these shadows, parts of you that are driving the bus. So how do you know that you're done with this feeling like a loser every day? So I'm trying to get him to tell me why, how does he know he's done? How does he know that he's done with feeling like a loser every day? I need him to convince me and enroll me. I'm looking for him to enroll me that he's done with his current reality. How do you know you're done with this? How do you know you're done getting, having no lead generation system for the business for the last 6 months? Tell me, how do I know you're done? What makes you done? Why are you done? How do you know you're done? I want to stay in the pocket of done. Because if he's not done, we don't move forward. And the word is done. Notice the language of done, done, no longer tolerating. Dude, you've been tolerating your business being there for a long time. How many years? 5 years? Yeah. Okay. Are you done with it? Okay. You created this reality. How do you know you're done? Not don't tell me. I don't need to know why you're done. How do you know you're done? How do you know this, you're done with this? Okay. So that's it. This is the review. I don't know how long this was, but this is the psychology of the thinking behind what I'm doing and how I'm doing it, and how I'm dissecting it. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to pause because we got 2 of you on here. And I said, fuck it. Let's do a little Q&A. Okay. First of all, this is the first time I've recorded this in this way like this. Was this helpful to see this behind the scenes?
Yes, it was.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. Why was it helpful? Just so I understand, so I get some context from you guys.
So one of the things that came up for me is I had interviewed with TripAdvice, and I'm temporarily onboarded as a closer for them. And in the role play for the objections, I noticed myself avoiding connecting with, of course, the hiring manager who's role playing as a prospect. Mm-hmm. And I noticed myself reverting back to the same old things that closers do, where it's oh, you remind me of such and such person, where it's they did this, they're tired of doing it, and now they decide to trust themselves, take the risk, and now they're in a certain place. But mm-hmm. I felt like it was kind of disingenuous. Yeah. I don't know, but I guess because it was an objection handling role play, I just felt off about it energetically.
Yeah. Because you've learned in this work with me, I think that we created the objection in the first 5 minutes, 10, 15 minutes. So that if we're going to role play an objection, it doesn't make any sense. It's like role playing a scenario that is fake. It's not a real scenario.
Yeah.
It's an idea, but it's not real.
Yeah. It was like a money objection, where like I
Yeah.
dropped the price and it's like, ooh, that's a lot. Let me think about it.
But what's crazy, how can you role play a money objection if you create if it doesn't make any sense to me? If earlier in the call, it's all logical. It just doesn't make any sense. Yeah. Because the person you're role playing with is dysregulated, right? When the whole point is to get them regulated at the beginning so that they feel safe enough to tell you the truth. So you're handling an objection from a dysregulated sales trainer or sales leader that
Yeah.
is in his head. So it's not real. It'll never be real. So based on the work that I've been teaching and training with you, right? If that makes sense.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, in the role play, I got the prospect to like really come out with the truth, saying that they don't feel like they're good enough. They tried everything in the past,
Yeah.
but it keeps on failing, and it's a loop, loop, loop.
Yeah.
So
So what was helpful, Javon, about seeing this? You know, I've trained the last two stages. You've seen the behind the scenes. Tell me more about like what was helpful about this for you to see on the behind the scenes of a call.
What was helpful for me was understanding that relying on mechanics isn't going to allow you to create a call that's not embodied alone. Like
Yeah.
understanding the framework and the checkpoints is necessary. Sure, like should I like memorize them? But
Yeah.
that's not the solution.
Yeah. And what is it about what you solved? Did you see like me? What is it you see how did you see that with me? What did you notice? Especially me pausing and like breaking down the psychology and the embodiment. Like, what did you see? I was breaking down that was like, okay, I see that now. Like, what was the aha moment for you, I guess?
The aha moment for me
Yeah.
was when you literally said step one.
Ah, cool. Yeah. Why was that important for you to see that?
That was important for me because you pre-framed the conversation with step one, and then that also like seeded you in your own process.
Totally. It was really more for me to get grounded into like the process of the steps. What is step one? Yeah. I
Hmm.
was leading myself and leading him at the same time. Yeah.
What was also important for me was to see like how he did not respond negatively to you by saying step one, right?
Mhm. And
And I
why do you
think
think that was? Why do you think that was?
the reason why he did not respond negatively is because how you showed up on the call at the beginning. Your frame
Yeah.
was solid, you were grounded, and you invited
Mhm.
him into the conversation.
Mhm. And did you notice how like my eyes went left sometimes? Cause like I'm in my body and I'm also like, well, like where are we going? So like you noticed me getting into the frames. You noticed me like I'm not in a script. I had nothing in front of me. But you can see I'm following a checklist, a checkpoints. You saw the checkpoints. When you saw the checkpoints, was my eyes went left. I had to think about the checkpoint. Did you notice that? Like, oh, I got to make sure because I know if I miss one, that it could impact the call later. My own checkpoints, like, oh, wait a second, I need to make sure that. Hang on, I regulated enough in myself and was grounded that like, hold on, I want to make sure we have an outcome of where we're going today. We agreed to it. That's also my intention. I want you guys to really land on this. My intention is what you intend. Mechanism is what do I say next? I'm landing this because this is the whole embodiment piece. This is be, do, have. This is the operating system. Right. So everything is intentional because I'm leading in the mind of intentional of the next thing. Okay. Anything else? And you guys have any questions before I go on this specifically? You guys still there?
I'm
This
still
is
here.
pit. This is in the pit to peak module in Heartbeat, right?
Yeah, so it's fully updated now, all the way until this stage. It's fairly a lot of good stuff in there. So yeah, it's all in there, 100%. And this is just I'm going to be adding more pieces like this so you can see in real time different stages. Yeah, and how it happens specifically. Yeah,
I do have one question.
yeah.
How often do you review your sales calls?
How often do I review my sales calls?
Yeah. Like at the
Uh,
beginning stages of you
the beginning
getting
stages.
into highest ticket sales,
Yeah.
how much work did you put into call reviews?
Yeah. Here's the truth. I never ever did a call review. And you know why? Because I focus on obsessing with how can I get better 1% every day.
Hmm.
And so would it have been helpful? Yes, 100%. I actually wish I would have. But the reason I didn't is because no one was teaching me, guys. I had no mentor. I had no frame. No one ever taught me how to do a call review. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Nobody did.
I was in the same boat.
So like, why would I do a call review if I don't even know how to do one? And I'll be honest, at Sales Sniper, they did do call reviews. I had to submit my call to Sales Sniper, and they had a guy on the team review my calls on occasion. And I would give me this document that said like check mark, check, like not good, good, work on this. And honestly, it made me like want to vomit because I'm like, what the fuck? And so I'm like, I don't want to audit my calls ever. And I think it put a bad taste in my mouth of auditing it from a place of like wrong, right? From like, you know what I mean? Like, you got objections and this and that. And I'm like, this is not how I want to ever audit a call. So I never did. This is why over the last few years, I've been focusing only on auditing who's showing up and the energy and the ways of being and also communication. And are you in the checklist? More of like, are you moving the sale forward or are you moving it backwards? So that's when that developed about really 2 years ago. This whole different methodology of looking at it, because I wish it would someone taught me that 3 years ago. Yeah, that's the truth. Good question, man.